You know, Diggity is going to force it to a game 3 though. Virtus Pro versus no Diggity. It is time for ODPixel and Draskell.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the second game of the final series of the day. VP versus no Diggity. VP, of course, up a game at this point. Similar draws from the opening, at least from VP, with the first three same opening picks. But let's switch it around a bit. We're going to see Puck and Mirana closing up the gap for them. Diggity this time taking up as well with the Sven and the Quake for Quap. So maybe looking at G's success last game, saying, hey, I want a bit of that action.
Well, I mean, it's a blast from the past, too. Quakeva had been a phenomenal Queen player since way back when, so no surprise to see them actually pick up that hero. It is a little bit countered by some of the stuff that VP do. The mid matchup, Puck versus Queen, I actually think Puck is still favored. But again, that's a player skill thing. So if you edge out G in terms of mechanical skill, which is not an easy task by any means, you might be able to squeeze out of that lane with a win. And plus, it's very difficult to gank the Puck, even if they put the Mirana mid, for example, which was still possible, even at the last pick, as she has played Mirana sometimes in the past. It still would have been a relatively difficult gank. But hopefully, you know, YapzOr can have a bit of a better early game than he did in game 1. Saw some pretty questionable rolls coming in from the guy. And they don't quite have the super farm-centric team that they did either.
Yeah, absolutely. And already bottom lane, we can see them trying to make a go for something, but Yoku jumps away.
I mean, that's a level 1 Leap Mirana. That's not the dream. The fact that you had to skill that in the first place means that no Diggity are going to be happy with.
You know, it's the little things. But at the same time, as you said, the fact that they don't have this Naga, if you are Diggity and you don't find the edge at the start, you know, we've seen just the pressure of VP steamroll, and we're kind of a similar looking draft, and the amount of catch they've got is just having those kind of opening picks of the Venge and the Disruptor. You start to win a team fight. You don't not only find the initial kills, but you find more off the back as well because of the fact that you can just chase down and catch out Diggity. Surge is not going to save you every time.
Yeah, it's true that they can have the same kind of very fast tempo, but keep in mind that a Queen of Pain is much different than how a Naga Siren plays, and G is going to get himself out here via the Illusory Orb. But even if VP can play a fast tempo, no Diggity have a lineup where they can too.
Storm Arrow onto FNG, just trying to fend him off. It's going to be interesting to see how much Era can get in this lane. I mean, at the moment, it looks fine. You know, he's 6 for 5 on the Sven. Is this kind of expected, or are we going to see Yoku and FNG become an issue for the safe on Sven?
I think he's probably just going to hit creeps. Like, yeah. It's really hard for the Venge to lane support win this for his Mirana. And I really think the only reason that, you know, maybe the lane goes better because of no level 1 arrow, maybe it doesn't. In the grand scheme of things, it probably doesn't matter too much. It just means that, you know, instead of giving away a kill towards mid, they're leaving it alone. Right now, Puck is still beating Quakeva by a small margin, even with the interference of the Earth Spirit. So I think that VP, at the end of the day, are still getting more. And because the Juggernaut is now doubling up the Sven on CS almost at just 2 minutes, it's being reflected pretty heavily here, as this lane doesn't even have a hero in it right now. Kezu's just jungling.
I guess this is the exact thing you need to do. I mean, we've seen Kezu as well. He's had the Dark Sea a few times. He's some of the time struggled to get it off the ground, but just playing it safe this game is going to pay off. And I mean, the question is really how. Well, I say playing it safe. I mean, Caster's Curse, I guess. You know what I mean? Making the slip-ups.
I think he didn't get a Stout Shield when the Satyr hit him.
Nope.
Because the Stout would have blocked pretty much all of the damage, and he just ends up getting a punch in the face there. Not the greatest, but man, this Queen of Pain is actually suffering mid right now.
This could be your first blood. Magic missile into the arrow. Perfect indeed. Mirana calls it, and Yoku to take it. They'll roll in, looking for something. Let's just actually find this. FNG's already clarity up, and yeah, so he's not going to be able to chase down the Mirana for the time being. But FNG gets himself out already. He's looking for more. This man moving towards the mid lane, eyeing up Quakeva. If they can get themselves in with a silencer, so we just allow time for the Magic Missile to come through, they can certainly go for this one. The ping's already come out, in fact, from YapzOr. He's aware that FNG's made the movement towards the mid lane, and that in itself, it's going to be hard to catch out Quakeva with that in mind. And YapzOr is actually coming over to maybe see if they can do something and maybe even turn onto FNG as they're spotting him out. FNG, how can he play his way around this one? Is he going to get any help from G himself on the Puck and throwing the orb? He's not going to draw it in. They've just got to let FNG go. Cinderan's there as well. So nice reaction from the side of Diggity, just aware of FNG's intentions.
Yeah, that was nice rotation. Good call out. Making sure that they were in the right place at the right time. Now they get the bounty rune on top of this. Are they gonna? They got both runes. Okay, so that's actually a fairly big deal. She was winning the lane. Gonna see a Stormhammer here.
And with the lockdown that they've got, it's more than enough. Nice burst for Cinnamon to find the kill.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So already, it certainly feels like that the lanes are a little bit more robust for Diggity this time round. And even though it's earlier stages, it's not as bad as it was in game 1.
Oh, not nearly as bad.
Not nearly.
I mean, when YapzOr has actually been involved in a kill instead of just dying in the beginning, that's always going to be a bonus, right? So, a smoke here. VP do not seem to be deterred from the first couple of skirmishes. They still want to try to do something. YapzOr might break the smoke, though.
Let's see what they can do. He's not actually going to be close enough to spell it. G spotted out Sin. No messing here. Dream calls out. They want to kill the Shaman and they'll get it. A pickoff's a pickoff, G. The sooner he gets one, the sooner it means he can return to the mid lane as well. So they just get themselves straight in and straight out.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I mean, the nice thing is about dropping a coil there is you didn't make a huge commitment, you know. You walked maybe for like, what, 10, 15 seconds, and then you just get to go right back to your lane. You don't miss more than like one wave of farm, and you get a support kill. So all things considered, more than okay. No Fear is just being the most annoying right now. Soaking that EXP, even getting a last hit on one of the creeps. But it should be fairly obvious now that there's a ward, though. So at the end of the day, maybe it's not worth, yeah, Kezu just pings it out. So maybe getting the Satyr for the ward vision, yeah, actually, that's not worth if it gets C-warded quickly enough.
See how they can see. I mean, Diggity, what do they do about the Juggernaut? I mean, it really seems to be an issue that they just did not address in the first game. We saw that on the scoreboard. He didn't die a single time. Aloha Dance. Already this game, he's getting a great start. A better start than Error. I mean, how do you stop the Juggernaut from just simply giving us a repeat performance from what happened in game 1?
I don't think it's necessarily that you have to stop Aloha Dance this time, because A, he doesn't have Empower. B, you don't have a Naga Siren who's going to basically contribute nothing outside of hitting creeps for like 30 minutes. You have a Sven who matches up very well against Juggernaut throughout every single stage of the game. You have Queen who has high mobility, very hard for the Juggernaut to deal with directly. I think that Diggity actually have the heroes to where Aloha Dance has to be asking himself how he deals with them.
Jumping in on FNG, YapzOr look for the combo, and well, they'll take it. Koifer as well with the DD securing that one.
They had to have seen that ward place, right? Because they had their ward down before the
they should be
dire
aware.
ward
I mean,
dropped. But the sentry's out of range, so maybe they just have to buy a new set and go for the D wards.
Actually, so they were going to go for a TP defense onto the top, but I mean, you can't TP one man into an Aloha Dance Omni Slash available. And with no fear, they'll take the tower, so Aloha Dance's farm will continue. The gold gain increases. And Juggernaut very comfortably at the top of the board now, nearly 1,000 ahead of Error. And Error gonna be going for, I imagine this is what, the armlet first on Sven?
Could be dumb.
Yeah? Oh, it's dumb, okay.
I think OG were one of the few teams who actually do the armlet build.
Oh, this is a nice rotation as well. G's come back down towards the bottom lane, drops the Dream Coil immediately. They're staggering the control. There's the magic missile into the arrow. The burst is real and Error's gone. And this is exactly what VP need to do. Just keep a cap on the progression of Error and allow Aloha Dance to get more and more. And talking about Aloha Dance getting more and more handed to him on a plate.
He gets an Omni when the creep wave dies and there's only a range creep. He gets 2 out of 3 slashes and then starts spinning, but blocks YapzOr's rollout. So he hits him on accident and just ends up dying. Very nicely done there from Aloha Dance.
They've got a Hex onto No Fear. At the same time, Sin's got to be careful. FNG is there. They'll drop the shackle, but the arrow comes through, and it's going to be another kill here for VP. Just the question is if they can get anything more, or if OG, no Diggity can turn it around onto G. They've got the gold strength's enough. They'll take him down before he's able to get out with the cover and Moonlight Shadow. It looks like the rest of them will be able to scatter, and VP do get out, but nonetheless getting the kill onto G. It's a nice one.
They lost the tower, though. I don't know. I still say for VP in the grand scheme of things, it's probably still worth it.
I mean, it's just size on the Aloha Dance, really.
Yeah.
He is getting the perfect start. And Kezu. Well, there's not quite enough. He's got 2 pulse charges, Yoku. He could try for something here. They've got the vision, though. Yeah, Yoku, okay. Off he goes. Back towards the mid lane pings coming out. You can see VP. They're moving around as a pack now. Again. Coming up, coming around. Kezu surging himself away. Yoku, he's got eyes on this. It's just been a very sneaky on the Mirana here. It's just seeing if he gets a chance for some kind of setup. They do have the arrow, the Observer Ward out, so he could look for an arrow onto Era, but VP actually sending more heroes around, and Yoku's, he's just going to continue his little adventures here on Mirana.
It's pretty funny, too, because they're just, like, pinging it.
Yeah, there's, like...
They know he's there.
Neither team really accomplishing anything with his knowledge. Yoku. Does he know they know he's there? I don't think he does.
No, he knows, dude. He's, like, looking in these little...
Oh.
They didn't see the Ion Shell.
Oh,
animation.
they saw him
they
now.
They did.
Oh, they missed the initial combo, but they still get these silence, and with the slow, Yoku's happy little adventures are over.
All right, we'll take
All
it.
right, that was an interesting portion of the game.
It was just a little bit of hide and seek, you know?
I mean, space creation. That's all the low dance needs. And, well, he's got an Omnislash Koifa. You've got a Blink. That's even better. Out you go. G with the Arcane Rune. He's going to go for that Veil first, of course, on the puck. The build that we're certainly seeing much more frequently than the Blink Dagger Rush nowadays.
Yeah. It's just a ridiculously strong build-up. Gives Puck a little bit of armor, which he doesn't naturally get, some health regen.
Oh, Sin. You got to run. You got to hide. You got to TP.
I'm actually...
Would Omnislash have done the job there? Probably not with the creeps
It's
around.
relying on RNG.
Yeah.
So if you get really lucky, you probably kill him. But you'd have to hit 2 out of 3 of your slashes at level 1, and that's asking quite a bit. Because I think there was, what, a catapult and 2 or 3 creeps on top of that?
Oh, no, just go for the Blade Fury TP as well.
That's the dominance TP right there. It's
Max
like you spin
efficiency
in their
as well.
face, you kill the creep wave, and you're like, you can't do anything about this.
It's going to be such a strong timing on the Battle Fury as well at this rate that the Juggernaut's going.
I mean, he pretty much didn't have a hero in his lane, so I would hope that his Battle Fury timing is going to be good. Kezu was just jungling most of the time.
And Kezu talking about the man. He's got the headdress, the buckler. Just working towards the recipe for that mech. And we're going to start to see the big plays come out. Moonlight Shadow from VP. They want to try and make something happen towards the mid lane, but TPs are there. No Diggity, they're going to be ready to kick back, and in fact themselves, they're going to look for a smoke play. She rolling up, scouting out the area. And looks like with the Moonlight that VP don't find anything. But still, Aloha Dance is going untouched on this Juggernaut. He really, really is. No Diggity not looking to do anything else in terms of going for that. And now it's VP's turn to smoke. Let's see what they can find. They don't have the Moonlight for any kind of panic disengage or to follow through, but they might not need it. If they can get an opening onto someone like Kezu, it's a beautiful dream call. The Static Storm as well. They'll jump in Kezu, falling low in the burst. G getting himself a double kill. They may even be able to get more. Yapsa's trying to go in with the Magnetize, but VP, I mean, they could just try and go for this kill. The arrow's going to get whiffed. Koifa's going to get glimpsed back. Zera kind of being kited around. Koifa jumping in. They'll find no fear, but the magic missile to Yapsa, they find a third VP. It's a 3-for-1 exchange. And again, these fights are just not good enough for Diggity. All right.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's just a little bit of a mess still. More and more space for the Juggernaut, who's now a few hundred gold away from the Battle Fury. 12.5 minutes in.
I mean, I guess they have the Dominator Ancient stacking going on, so that's going to be one way for them to recover a bit of their lost net worth by not being able to win these fights. And the other thing, too, is Era hasn't really been present at them. I think not having the Warcry is huge.
Benji's got to be careful, he's low. There'll be the glimpse back on the Kezu. Sonic Wave will clip him, Koifa. Dropping it down.
I think Koifa probably has to go Orca this game, too, right?
He's saving up the goal. I mean, I wonder if is there other things that he's thinking about in a game at this pace that might have...
Aghanims is okay because you have Darkseer.
Yeah, I guess.
But I think that Orchid is
there.
just way too good against Puck, especially nowadays since, like you mentioned, they buy Veil first, which means it's going to delay your Euls for a long time if you decide to go like Veil into Blink.
It's got to be careful as well with the silence to lead in. They just feel that they haven't really got the control on their own.
Man, the warding mind games here are real. Like, look, these sentries, if you just move them both straight down, they catch the wards. But it's just, the vision from VP is helping out tremendously. Like, nothing of theirs really got dewarded at all. The mid ward that they placed in ward vision and the ward on top of the ancient spot, neither one of them got dewarded. So it's like, you knew the vision was there. 2 heroes from No Diggity actually pinged it out. Didn't do anything. It gave the information to know when they could dive on bottom, get the first blood on Cinder, and like there was so much information gained from that vision that No Diggity just didn't really do anything about when they even knew.
Look as well, you can see
Radiant's
Boy
middle
for playing
tower is
around
under
here.
attack.
It'll blink away as VP did start to move into the jungle. But yeah, it's all about the vision game at this point. Both teams managing to avoid each other. Low hard dance, continue to find more. Another
Radiant's
tower
middle
here.
tower has fallen.
More and more money into the bucket of VP. Because he's got his mech done. And we know that Diggity do have that wombo. Especially with the Sven this game. It's going to be very effective at this point if they can get a vacuum into a Stormhammer. They do have the follow-up stuns. But it's just all about execution this game, and they VP are sliding ahead. I mean, what is the play for Diggity? Do they have to actively look for kills, or can they kind of wait for VP to come to them?
They can kind of wait around a bit, I think. As long as the Sven's finding his space, as long as their Ancients don't get contested when they go for the stack and whatnot. That's really the two most important things. Because with the Armlet and the Dominator, that's already enough damage for the Sven. Like, you don't really need damage items on the hero, and since Armlet's such a value item on strength heroes at this point anyway.
Okay, here we go, walking in, Moonlight immediately. FNG swapping the low hard dance out, and the wall's been dropped. Can they actually get a kill off the back of it? They'll find FNG by the looks of it. Which is the VP want to try and come back in. You've got Nova on the sidelines. He's still got a static storm. He'll get it down onto 3, but he still needs the backup of his friends. And VP, they don't want to fight. The rest of them have already kind of got themselves out of there. And Diggity find themselves 2 kills. Nothing to be lost in return. G, can he get himself out of this one? Yeah, he's got the TP. He will make it. But yeah, a bit of a mess from VP, and Diggity end up finding that off of smoke, and they'll look to push down the tier 1 as well here.
Yeah, I wonder, yeah, they're just going to drop wards straight up. I agree with that, actually. All the heroes on the side of VP are going to be up relatively soon. You know, Coil's available. Puck is probably going to be back. Yeah, full mana, full HP. Give away a little bit of gold, but they get damage on the tower, so a trade-off.
He's certainly looking a lot closer than game 1. Diggity, they refined their lineup a little bit, and it seems to be working out to an extent, but it's still eyes on the Juggernaut. But I really feel having that Sven, you're going to be able to deal with it a lot better than the lineup that Diggity had in the first game, for sure. Just having that war cry, just having that sustain against the Omnis and the crits. And Diggity, they're going to try and contest Roche. Here they go with another smoke, making the movement over. Can they get here in time, and what can they do? I mean, VP, they're scared. You know, with the healing ward down for 10, they're actually going to try and roll in here with Yapzor.
Oh.
It's a nice silence onto 2. The Dream Call, though, onto 3 on the back lines. G doing it. Jumps in with a Waning Rift and a low hard dance. He's ready to move in. The Static Storm controlling Sinnoh, controlling over the Sonic Wave blows through. They'll take down Juggernaut. FNG ticking down low to the Magnetize, and a second one down on VP. No Diggity, can they find anything more, but still G from the sidelines throwing in the orbs. A kick down onto a 3rd kill for Yapzor. It's a very aggressive jump in, and G, he's not done. He's still trying to do his best to find this favorable fight for VP, but it's Diggity getting themselves out of the moment. Oh, Yapzor just in time with the TP. But again, a 3-for-2 trade. Diggity coming out on top.
I mean, I guess it was a really rough initiation because the fight basically starts out and, you know, you get this really nice 3-man silence coming in. The Magnetize gets off on the 2 supports, and at that point, you're already kind of just like, well, those heroes are going to be close to death, if not already dead, pretty much by the time it wears off. And because of the fact that there were so many stones left on Yapzor, he's able to just refresh it constantly. They end up getting the kills out of that. And even with a nice coil, the problem is there was no follow-up. Like, no one was really over there to deal the majority of damage that needed to be dealt and kind of showcase in the fight.
VP as well, after that point, they need... I mean, we are seeing, you know, G's having some great plays on the puck. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, this is one of the heroes that he plays, in my opinion, like,
yeah,
he's top tier on puck. You know, you think of S4 puck. Oh, Orchid before the. I think he's dead. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh,
nice.
I mean, again, we're hitting the game again with his caster's curse. I think the last words were G, top tier on his puck,
Yeah.
and then he dies.
But the problem is, that's the thing with buying Veil, right?
Does this really work all the time? I mean, this is the best disruptor I've ever seen.
I mean, he's dead. Rip.
We need to be careful with our words, Andy.
Yeah, we really do.
We really do.
This
we
is
have
why,
the power
you know, commentary
in our
just
hands.
shouldn't even really be a thing, right? Because every time we say something nice about somebody, they just die
Dire's
within 10
middle
seconds.
tower is under attack.
So it's like maybe we should
I
just
mean,
only be
Yoku
mean.
is getting a good timing on his farming. Oh, see, that's nice. He actually got out this time.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures
FNG's
are
been sneaky in the
fortified.
sidelines. Top lane, Koifa's getting a push on. He'll be able to find this tier 1 as well, because it doesn't look like VP want to do anything to stop it. Wow, okay. They're sending in G.
Oh
Okay, they
my
do. They
God.
certainly do. Koifa, get yourself out. They're going to jump forward. They're trying to chase him down. He's going for the TP, and he's going to make it. Oh, he's not FNG with the swap stun. They
Not gonna kill him,
might
though.
not get this. Yeah, Koifa's still on the way out.
Tower is under attack.
Oh, no. It's a sweet little attempt, though, from FNG, for sure.
Yeah, it was
Radiant's
fancy.
middle tower is under attack.
Diggity find themselves a tower down bottom. Oh, there's the ancient stack as well. A lower dance, he'll take that. Or at least he'll try to. You can see the TP's coming in from Era. Era
They got
is
wards.
incredibly angry.
He can just spin TP.
Radiant's middle tower
Thanks for the ancients, boys. I'm out of here.
And more gold for this Juggernaut. Still keeping that kind of 2K gap between himself.
There's
and
no way this is a
Zerastat.
thing, right? Oh, he's just gonna steal the creeps, I think. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, no,
Gee!
no.
it's a nice arrow. Can they go back in on this one? Yoku says yes, we can. Waltzing in with the
Wait, it's
Starstorm.
Eggs.
Do they have the control? Oh, not quite. The stick charges there on Sin, keeping him alive. It's a close one.
Yeah, that was close to disaster for VP there.
To say the least. They need to be careful. I mean, Diggity is certainly having a better time here.
I mean, Kezu's got, you know, he's kind of snuck up on the net worth here. He's got the Arcane Boots, Mechanism, 2,300 gold. Gonna get the Blink, I'm guessing. Yep, there it is. And the AoE teamfight combo coming in from Diggity is nothing to be trifled with. You know, back into a Stormhammer could just be boom, fight over.
VP now.
Dire's top tower is
Again,
under attack.
ready to come across the map, but the Centaur drops him. Spun them out. It's going to go for the Rune Deny, and it does get it. Easy Rune Deny.
Yeah, dude.
And still Roshan's there. You know, no one managed to finish it off. They're looking back towards it. Aloha Dance, eyes on the mid. He's got the Manta style coming out as well.
Dire's
You know,
top
against
tower
Sven, Manta
is
style
under
is one of those double-edged swords. 'Cause you
It
kind of
really
want
is.
it because there's an Orchid and an Earth Spirit on either team, but you don't want it because you're buying Manta against Sven, and that item against Sven is completely worthless. Like, it gives you nothing except for movement speed. So it's rough. It's another one of the reasons why Juggernaut's just not so great against Sven in general. Because the way that you normally itemize on Juggernaut is ways to get out of like silences or stop disables from hitting you, and then you use Spin or Omni Slash in the fight and deal a lot of damage. But Warcry counters your Omni Slash. If he has BKB, your Spin does no damage. And if you buy Manta against him, it just doesn't do much. And it's a pretty large investment in terms of gold. So, well, they get the Roshan regardless. Looking to potentially
Radiant's bottom
stop
tower
No Diggity
is
from
under
pushing into
attack.
this tier 2 there. Scan is going to hit.
We have VP. They do want to try and fight this. I mean, with the Aegis, there's no reason not to. They can give it a shot, give it a chance. Diggity
Dire's
already
top
on the
tower
retreat.
is under attack.
And with Lower Dance leading the front, there's no way to catch them out. So it's just going to be a case of clearing out the way, pushing it back away. I mean, you just kind of looking across the board, it's neck and neck. I was going to say at this point, you know, there was that kind of lead for VP, but Diggity, they've held themselves really well, kind of post the laning stage. And in this mid-game portion, they are closing the gaps, albeit just that one with Aloha Dance ahead. But I guess that's kind of expected with this Juggernaut Battle Fury that was given this entirely free lane.
Yeah.
So Diggity, it feels like, you know, they're a little bit more confident and they have a plan to deal with it. And I think the answer is that Sven. The fact that Era himself is very scary, and it's just, again, I'm talking about the plan. I'm talking about Era, and he goes and gets himself killed. That was the plan, Andy.
All right, Owen. New plan for us. Don't talk about the players and how well they're doing. Because every time that happens, somebody dies.
Okay.
So we can talk about like the
We just
state
talk
of
about
the
team,
game.
yes. Yeah.
Which is then, you know, the Sven gets a BKB, which is going to be an item that's very useful for him. All right, here we go.
As your Manta Star, removing the silence. Yapso rolls away. Magic Missile will connect to lower dance. He's got an Omni available. Is he going to get himself in and using it? The Boulder Smash holding him back. They've got the Shackle as well. Beautiful control for Zib, but FNG with the swap. Shackle still goes through here. Lower dance getting himself out. He's got the Healing Ward as well. He will be fine. Quaifa jumps in. Oh, the Sonic Wave is enough to bring down FNG. And moving in for more. G. Throwing himself around the side. Lower dance. He's still desperately looking for an opening to use that Omni Slash. The thing is, though, did Diggity come close enough to allow him to do so? Yabsor rolls forward. Lower dance. Maybe ready to go back in. They're only down FNG. They can still fight. Here we go. Again, the silence, the vacuum, the Stormhammer is beautiful. In with the God Strike, they're gone.
That was really nice.
And G as well, he may just be caught out. Yapsor gets himself in, and we saw Yapsor struggling in game one in the laning stage, but making the plays happen here at the moment. And Lower Dance, he's on the run. He does have that Omni, but it looks like he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to use it. He wants to get himself home. He wants to get himself out, but no, Yapsor. Not there in time with the stun. So Lower Dance lucky to get himself away, but again, no Diggity. They are doing it here. They really, really are.
Their coordination just seems to be much more in sync than it was.
Yeah, just falling into place here in this game.
And I do think a lot of it is just because of the fact that their cores are actually able to fight. You know, I wasn't necessarily sold on the first game of saying that the Naga Siren might be something that they just shouldn't do, but after seeing how Quaifa is able to contribute so much in a hero that actually has, you know, a decent impact, then maybe it's not because the Naga hero is bad per se, but it's because how the team functions when everyone can actually fight. Because I think their team fight coordination is great. Like the way that they took that turnaround from VP when they tried to re-engage was just all their abilities were used perfectly. You couldn't have asked any better of the situation. Yapso's reaction was super fast, the vac into double Stormhammer. This could be no Diggity kind of finding their stride here in game two.
It feels like they're much more comfortable with the heroes that they're running here as well, and just how they can kind of click together as a team. But by no means a VP out of it. They still have this very scary Juggernaut. He's now got the Blink Dagger, Aloha Dance. And we're seeing how he's able to play around these fights, keep himself alive. All he kind of relies on it is for VP to find the perfect jump. You know, getting a Dream Coil into a Static Storm, and suddenly, you know, the follow-up's huge. You're just jumping in, Yoku with the Star Storm, with the Ags, the extra burst, and then just cleaning up with the Omni. But it's pretty much the same for both sides. Both teams have got great AoE initiation, and they've got fantastic follow-up. It's just all about who gets to jump on who this game, especially when both teams are this close in terms of the items on the course.
Yeah, but I still think it's going to be a taller order for VP to find the raid engagement than it will be for no Diggity. Because Sven is that type of hero where you just get like 1 or 2 hits off in a fight and your damage output is just insane. Not only that, but you have like utilities such as Surge, which means he's not even gone for the Blink Dagger yet. He just went Dominator, Armlet into BKB. So him like just being the frontline hero for no Diggity right now is huge because they cannot kill him. Like, he has to pretty much run in, forget to BKB, and turn his Armlet on for him to die.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, error on this Sven is, I don't know how they kill him. I mean, we saw them obviously kill him where he was on his own. They go in.
Yeah, but he didn't have BKB at that point either.
That is true. Yeah.
Because I think that that's a 10-second BKB charge. So.
Yeah, you're right. He picked it up after he died. So, I mean, at this point, what are you kind of looking to? Towards the Juggernaut to get a bit more damage online before you feel you can confidently take these fights?
Yeah, maybe you go back for the Diffusal. It's the common thing that we see, like Diffusal into Scotty afterwards. And then what you can do, or you can go Basher. Basher's the other option. Against Sven, it could be nice to have the additional lockdown, but I think that the way that you want to try to play this is maybe just go for the backline. Like try to kill Sin, try to kill Yapsor before they're able to contribute much. And that way you're taking a fight without Magnetize, no Mass Serpent Wards, and then you can just kite out the Sven. Because you have a lot of mobility, right? Mirana, swaps, spin to walk away, healing ward, and Puck. So I think if you kill the supports in Diggity in the beginning of the fight with like a Blink Omni, then you're probably in fairly good shape if you're VP.
Well, it seems at this point, yeah, VP have just they're kind of toning down the aggressiveness.
Oh, there's the Blink on era. Okay.
I mean, this is just going to follow through of how strong we're talking about the team fight is. And okay, FNG with a beautiful swap onto Quaifa. Static Storm's down and he's gone. Pickoffs like that are going to make the fight a lot harder for Dig, but they do have buyback, and at the same time, how much can VP really get done with just one crop off the map? It's a tricky situation for them to be in. G's having to play his way around these guys as he gets himself out of the jungle, and you don't have Static Storm. So VP, how much can they achieve during this time frame of
They might get the tier
down?
2 tower. I don't know if they want to try to defend this, honestly. So a tier 2 and a Queen of Pain kill, I'll take that if you're VP, you know?
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
It's a fairly large swing in a game that's been otherwise very close. Next objective probably going to be Roshan or maybe another tier 2, depending on how aggressively VP want to pursue their map advantage that they currently hold. They are missing their Mirana, though. Okay, it is going to be Abyssal, by the way, from Aloha Dance, so going for the lockdown.
It worked out in game 1. Let's see if it works out in game 2, but it's certainly a very different story to the amount of action that Aloha Dance to be able to find himself in. I mean, yeah, VP have 12 kills, but Aloha Dance himself only been involved in 3 of them. He had an incredibly active game on the jug in game 1. This game, the farm's still there, but the kills, they certainly aren't. It's a little bit of a slower paced game for him. And I mean, of course, that big item as well. You can see on Disruptor, just if they're able to get that Aghanims down, that's going to be huge against the lineup of Diggity, especially with this BKB Sphere, if they can get that opening.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like you were mentioning earlier, initiation is key in these really close games. It's either, you know, both lineups have some kind of potential split push, but both lineups also have good catch. So between those two, what typically happens is you vie for map control through warding first, and then you take fights secondary. So you either fight around your vision, or you use the vision that you have to kind of deduce where they are, and choose your fights and say, okay, we want to fight over this objective, which could either be Roshan or a tower, or you just go for an unpredictable play where you just try to initiate and get a pick on a high priority hero that secures you another objective. But it's really tough. Like when you're in the game and you don't really see what's going on, and you realize that any mistake can just be ridiculously costly in this scenario. It's no small feat.
It really, really isn't. And that's apparent in the way that the game's being played now at this point. Neither team really kind of fully committing to any kind of big scale play. G, he's playing it nicely in terms of the space. You know, he is finding this area down the bottom to continue to farm up. He's got 2.3k on top of the Blink. Veil, Yules. I mean, does he himself, you know, does he look at the BKB's fan and say, you know, I'm going to need the Aghanims, or is the Sheep going to just be better in this situation?
I think Hex is always good, to be honest. I think it's just that factor where you can kill a hero before BKBing, and then getting a Hex is just instantly worth it. Especially with the kind of follow-up. I mean, just both teams can do the same thing. You know, you get a Hex on Quakefa, you can do pretty much the same. Swap?
Yeah, swap's done onto Kezu, and again, the static's out. No chance for Darkseer.
Rode you down.
And again, you can see Diggity, they really want to try and make a jump onto G. Can he play his way out of this? No, it's perfect timing from Yap.
Let the world end now.
Yeah, having the boulder smash in animation, passing over the Yules so that it hits right when you touch the ground. That is about the most perfect stun that you can land.
More and more catch coming out for both sides. So Blink Dagger now done as Sind. Abyssal is finished on Jug and Error. Okay, can they do this? This is a big kill for them to get. Aloha Dance, he's going to run. Does he have any kind of backup? He does. It looks like he's going to be fine, and he will. That would have been a massive one if they can take down Jug.
I mean, his God Swing is going to wear
That
off.
arrow, that is a huge arrow from Yoku, but at the same time, quite from the backlines with a 3-man Solid Wave Cinder with a Hex onto Aloha. Does this shackle to follow everybody, gets the Omni Slash out. He needs to bounce it over to Arrow. It's not going to happen. He'll get the Blink out. See if Quakefa can finish this one off. He pops the BKB. Aloha does. He's got the Abyssal. Controlling Quakefa. Aloha does. No! He goes down, and now the shackle from Cyril onto Yoku. The Storm out to follow through as well. No, Diggity is going to be a team wipe potentially. And they will. They'll find themselves a 5th. Oh
my God. That was so good from Quakefa, man. The amount of damage he did during that fight. Sonic Wave hitting all three on the back line. The blink into double disable coming in from Cinder and with the ward drop. Whew. That was some kind of team fight.
Oh boy. And it was a close one. I mean, we saw a lot of you're getting the Abyss off onto Quakefa. It's like, all right, suddenly they're able to kill him, but no. That's not the case at all.
I mean, the Abyssal Blade stun isn't really that long. It's only 2 seconds, I think. Yeah, it's 2 seconds on the Overwhelm, which is the actual use of Abyssal Blade.
That's scary. And look how much money Quakefa's got after that fight. 4.8k. He's 918. I mean, it feels like he's having the game that Aloha Dance was having in game 1.
Yeah.
This is just...
He's
Kill after
probably
kill.
contemplating between AC and Hex. I think Hex is still really good this game, but so is AC. We'll see here in a second. It's going to be Hex. Okay.
Oh, it's actually going to be Lincoln's.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. A little bit of a different thing.
I mean, would you have liked to see him go maybe a bit more offensive?
The only reason I question Lincoln's is because you can't really break it super easily if you're VP. Like a swap into an arrow is what killed him the last time he died. And that was his first death. So if you don't die that way...
Oh, gee. FNG, though, that might... No, the combo from Kezu with a vacuum wall. Very nicely done. And that's going to be a go for Roche. And with 2 heroes gone for VP, I don't think you can test this.
No, not even close. I don't even think words were necessary. I don't think they were coming here anyway. It looks like there's a good possibility we're going to be seeing a 3rd game here. Wait, that means every series today went to 3 games, right?
Yes.
I want to say yes.
It's been a long day. I can't remember.
It will be the 12th game.
Standard LAN.
Standard every game
not
going
have
to
short
3
days
games.
here at LAN.
No sleep for the Dota players. Although, truthfully, we start later tomorrow, so it's not like we're not going to get any sleep, but... Hopefully, if there is a 3rd game, it's 10 minutes long. That's what we're saying. But yeah, very impressive performance here from the Diggity in game number 2. Pulling themselves back. Oh, that
These
arrow.
arrows from
Yeah,
Yoku,
sorry.
they're absolutely perfect.
Rip.
And it's a shout as well, because you saw Kezu come in with the Greaves. He just wasn't quite in time. I mean, that was very close.
Yeah.
Might have actually bought him the chance to fight back.
I don't know. I'm kind of wondering if there's a key item that VP can pick up where the dynamic of the game is going to change again. I guess Aghanims on Puck is probably the look to and say...
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there are a few heroes who really rely on being mobile in the fight, like Sven obviously being the front runner for that. You get a coil when you pop your BKB, you get kited out, you get stunned by it, your BKB duration is wasted. We talk time and time again about having to kite out the Sven. That's going to help a lot towards that goal. Whereas the rest of the heroes in Diggity, if you're Queen and you get coiled and you try to blink out, well, then you're just arrowed pretty much because you're stunned for 4.5 seconds. So it's going to be great utility. Helps them live a little bit more through the initiation power that Diggity have shown time and time again that they do have. And man, their Darkseer and Earth Spirit coordination is just on some next level. Like every single time the vac is into either a boulder smash or a roll or whatever, and they just manage to line it up perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, Diggity. There we have it. So that's the item for VP you're waiting for.
Yeah.
With the Aghanims. But the question is Diggity going to give them the chance to get a jump in on them? Because Diggity at the moment have just been playing it very nicely. Each time the team fights recently, it seems to be going Diggity's way every time. You know, VP, they need the perfect jump in, the perfect jump out. Yoku's now got the blink as well. So, you know, we know if they can get themselves in, get the Static Storm down. I mean, how are we looking on the Disruptors front? He is also just under 800 away from his Aghanims. So maybe they'll just wait for that. Yeah.
Because you can like start a team fight potentially with Blink Abyssal into Storm. And if you catch that on the Sven, I think he just dies no matter what because there's no save except for Greaves. And I don't know if Greaves is going to be enough to stop that. Because obviously if it's Ags, you can't BKB anymore. And then you're taking a ton of damage. They follow it up with, you know, a Veil or whatever and an Omni Slash. And I can very easily see that being a dead Sven. So yeah, I think that VP are still in this. Obviously not an easy game, but they have some options here.
We're going to do a lower dance himself with the butterfly. And both teams just avoiding each other. And I really feel at this point that is favouring VP because they are just about to find these big items.
The prize is mine.
Butterfly just a few hundred away from being complete. At the same time, Diggity, if they get objectives out of this, they'll be fine with the fact that VP are giving them space. They're pushing onto the tier 2 bottom.
They're holding on to wards too.
Yeah, I mean, do they just continue to push on for the high ground? I mean, I'm sure, you know, VP will have something to say about that. They've already sent G back. And here we go. The defense is going to be formed. And this is going to involve a lower dance having that butterfly.
This is all in. He spent all his money, no buyback.
See what they can do. G. Can he find that jump in? Arrow's still got that Aegis. They want to be careful how much they do commit to the Sven. Arrow flying through, getting the vision from the backlines. They know what's up, and they're going to try for it. Loidas jumps in, trying to take down Arrow once. The Greaves coming through. Can they actually kill him? And they can't. Pops the arm. The Arrow's fine. But no ults committed for that.
I
VP
think
still holding strong.
Aloha Dance went in there and his team was like, no, 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 no. Don't go on him. He has Aegis. Please run away.
Dire's middle tower
I mean, if he got lucky and, you know, they had enough damage to follow up and kill, they get the Aegis, that would have been fine too. But getting the disengage is great. New Abyssal cooldown, only 35 seconds. It's going to help a lot too. It'll be up again for the next creep wave. And there's the Aghanims.
Loki jumping in, jumping out. Warcry pops, they're ready to go. God Strength as well. Arrow's not messing.
Radiant's top
I don't know
Actually,
about that. They have to run
yeah,
now.
I was going to say, this is God Strength as well before the Aegis. I mean, if they, yeah, as you said, they do get themselves out. They can't stick around on
Radiant's
front.
top tower is under attack.
I think he just really wanted to get the tier 3. They're going to smoke up.
But that was nice as well. They still had the scan there, Diggity, so they
They know the smoke happened.
yeah, they know the VP are coming out on the back of that. So Diggity aren't going to stick around at all. They're making their way back right back.
But they are kind of split at the moment, so there is potential for them to still get picked off, and I think it's going to be Epsor.
Let's see what he does here. No, blinks out. He's away. Oh,
Nice.
gee, can't even catch him himself. Maybe, no, didn't have the vision. Didn't have the vision, so Yap's so lucky there to get himself out.
Still a really tense game. It's like one good initiation from either team can just totally destroy you. I guess VP maybe have a better defensive lineup in that regard because they have swap at least. Whereas No Diggity don't have that fail-safe for a hero that gets stuck.
Does
Like
he want to go
Abyssal
in
on
on
the
this?
Storm, maybe?
What can he do here? Drops in, Dream Call onto 2. Era pops the BKB, but he's got to be careful about the swap. But in fact, it's not going to be enough to stun him. And Era, he still fights, tethered through this one now. The stun will kick in. They've found FNG. We'll look if they can try and chase down more here. G falling low, gets himself out in time with the jaw, but the Sonic Wave clips in Quaitha with another, and VP down to. See how much Diggity can get done with this one. They'll at least find a tier 2. There's no static storm as well for this defense. Puck down for a good minute.
Man, that was so close for G there. He hit phase shift and then kept walking.
Dire's
Maybe
middle
just
tower
assuming
is
that it
under
was going to be an
attack.
auto attack or something, and Sonic Wave just clipped him on the end there, and he just gets wrecked
Radiant's
by it. So
bottom tower is under
that's
attack.
going to be the Hex for Quaitha. It's working on that full inventory almost there.
Quaitha. Looking for Yoku. Yoku getting the lead pan in time.
The Flying Pig.
He's just going to go for the CP out. And nothing the Quaitha. So, I mean, as we saw, that Yoku cuts the creep wave in mid, and that, you know, that just stopped Diggity from finding a tier 2 and finding anything else off the back of those 2 big kills.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job at kind of stopping the bleeding whenever they make a mistake, but I really think that the only way that they can take a fight is if they get the Blink Abyssal into a Storm. Like, that is the way they kill the Sven. If they do that,
Dire's top
No
tower
Diggity
is under attack.
almost have to run.
Yeah.
There's like nothing they can do except for maybe hope that Quaitha lands a big Sonic Wave.
Worthy
I mean, I suppose you could always look to like the Vac and the Queen combo with the Earth Spirit too, because they all have Blink Daggers basically. So every single hero has a Blink pretty much on No Diggity. And the one hero without a dagger actually just has a built-in Blink. So we're talking 5-man positioning, which is really hard to fight against, which is probably why they don't go for like a super all-in play like that, because there is a decent amount of chance that it could backfire if you mess it up.
Again, just this period of both teams waiting it out. Not wanting to be the ones to make the mistake. BP, they want to go. They want to go. They want to go smoke. They want to try and catch out Diggity here in their half of the. But already see the line being drawn. Kezu says, "Watch out, guys. Get yourself back." They are coming in.
This could be a big fight. The positioning
the
from
scan.
Diggity is really good.
Okay, it's
Oh,
VP,
it's going to hit him.
Scanner, it's VP scanner,
gonna
it's
hit
VP
him.
scanner, it's
Okay,
VP
okay,
scanner.
okay. Yeah, you're right, you're right.
G, it's all about the jumping.
ally.
Moonlighting as well, and it's beautiful. It's out of vision. This could be an upper. Here we go. They've caught out Yapso on the first. The Abyssal's drop. They want to remove one of these for the fight. Kezu jumping in with the vacuum. What the storm? Oh, they've lost 3. They're going to lose the Joker potential as well. He's trying to fight Yamsa, but the greens come through. 4 dead on VP.
Dear God.
Oh.
Okay, so 0 ultimates were used except for Mirana ulti there.
Ouch.
They all died so fast that they couldn't even use a single ability.
Oh dear.
Even this freaking Juggernaut just got annihilated. Probably, in hindsight, would have been worth to Omni the Earth Spirit just so he dies faster. But I mean, that is pretty much your base is dead now.
The base is gone.
There are no buybacks.
They want to get the tier 2 though. They do need to push the wave in.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, they don't have to push the wave. They can just kill the tier 2 and run straight up because they have creeps in the base.
Oh yeah. Good point indeed. Good point indeed, Andy. You bang on. Diggity don't care. Straight in. A huge opening for the side.
God, that team fight was nasty.
That was but arguably game winning, unless they can find it. No, BKB says no. No siree.
I mean, that's Satanic Sven now if he wants to.
Sidrun is so rich.
This is actually the most farmed I've ever seen him on a hero on this
I
team.
think, and again.
Even got Aghanims on the freaking Earth Spirit. With a Roshan and a cheese.
Dude, if VP can take this fight around Roshan, I don't know what the hell's going on, but it's already gone.
They cannot fight this.
VP.
This is a last-ditch effort if they go in. This is like, if we don't win the fight, we call GG.
I think this is them offering up a GG here if they walk into this one.
Well, they're going for catch. The rest of No Diggity is kind of splitting up, but they just lack the vision. They're not going to be able to find anyone. They're just all TPing away.
Oh, boy. I mean, this game, this is a really nice showing of just how No Diggity react to what VP did in game 1. You know, we talked about the fact that they were running these kind of 3 same heroes. They don't have the Magnus for the Jug. I don't even think that's the issue really with the draft. It's just the fact that Diggity are playing much better, and I feel that Diggity's draft's better here. I'm not really a fan of seeing them do the Naga stuff. I'm really not. I much prefer them to see these kind of playmaking heroes from Quofa. The Quap and Era on something like a Sven. I mean, I know Era loves his Tiny, and he has had games where the Tiny looks absolutely spectacular, but Sven, especially in this current patch, in this current match, it's a much safer pick, and he just combos so nicely with the fact that they like to run Kezu on Darkseer pretty much every other game.
It wrecks Jug. That's the main thing too, because they've been picking that hero in the series, what, 2 times in a row, yeah? So that's their answer, and it's been the answer.
All right, and this could be the end for VP if they come into this one. Diggity positioning themselves on the sideline. VP, how are they going to try and come in?
They're looking for something.
They are. There's an MKV on Arrow as well.
He doesn't actually have much in the way of attack speed now, though. That's one thing to keep in mind for this type of build. Because he doesn't have Moonshard yet, so...
No.
He hits really hard, he just hits slow.
I mean, Monkey King, what was he, like plus 15 attack speed or something?
Yeah, it's 15 from that, and then 55 from AC.
Ah, but it's something.
Yeah, it's not too bad. But it's obviously, like...
No.
You're sacrificing a little bit of damage in the way of attack speed, and you can get kited a tiny bit.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
But so far, it's been... well, at least for the last 15 or 20 minutes, it's been all No Diggity.
This, yeah, I was going to say, at this point, it just feels like it's going to require a colossal throw from Diggity for VP to swing this one back around. They're just in such a good place now, No Diggity. What do you do to stop this?
A lot of damage coming out.
Not enough.
I mean, if they can even just get the Aegis off of Era, that's a win. You know, maybe he preemptively...
A short-term win, yes, but a long-term win, I mean, I don't know, this game, it's in such a dire place for VP.
You gotta,
2 racks down.
You got to take whatever victory you can get in this position on. You're going to be like, all right, we got the Aegis, that's good. He pops BKB or whatever, and they don't fight, that's good. Everything is good. As long as it's not you losing your last set of racks.
Diggity just being so careful about this, of course. You know, if Diggity lose this game, they're going home. They're putting everything into this
Okay.
one. Synerin, the initiation, they'll jump back in. He's going to go down, digging the water out in time.
Oh, that's bad.
ID, they've managed to get the Omni Slash as well. That's another one for them. Bouncing onto Yapso as well. They're going to find the Earth Spirit. 3 down on the defense. And Era is kind of left alone. He doesn't know what to do. He's running in, he's running out. He's trying to hit the tower. Oh! But they're taking down the Aegis. The vacuum wall combo doesn't matter for the time being. Aloha Dance, can they kill him a second time? The arrow. Not going to be the perfect on the timing. The Yule setup. They've actually managed to kill off FNG there with the illusions from the wall. Error. Can they kill this man? He's pretty good against the Jug. Maybe not good enough on his own. He's trying to turn back, but the damage output is too much with the crits, and Aloha Dance takes down another. It's a
Oh
defense
my
of some
God.
sorts. They did lose the ranged racks. They did lose 2 heroes, but they hit down hard on Diggity, and they take a huge gold swing off the back of that.
It was pretty big, about 5K. That, see, I don't even know if it's worth it though for VP because yeah, okay, you get the Aegis off the Sven.
Ah, boy.
He pops his BKB and his God Strength before he dies, so you know you can kill him twice. It seemed like everything that needed to go well for that fight for VP did, but then you look at their base and you're like, we have one more fight. Like, only one more fight.
One more fight.
If we don't defend this and we get Mega'd, the game becomes just like a...
Who can buy a rapier, Andy?
Well, the Juggernaut can technically buy one.
We need rapiers.
But he needs to keep his Battle Fury too, because he's the only person on the team who can split push out. So I can maybe just get rid of Manta since you have BKB. I don't know. It's going to be a rough choice. But at the end of the day, even though that fight was very lopsided for VP in the actual kill exchange, the base damage is still done. And that's really the problem now, because you can do that whole suicide up top lane, you know, as long as you have buybacks on your cores, you can go suicide for the Megas. That's fine.
Dance. I feel safe to do this. I mean, Diggity, they don't really need to fight at tier 2.
They have buybacks on most of their heroes.
Yeah.
Only the Queen and the Earth Spirit don't have it, so. And Yapsor is pretty close. He's only like 200 gold away. Or no, Sven's not 200 gold away too, because he just bought something. I'm not sure what it was.
Oh my goodness. Tome's coming out, Sind. He's got to get every bit of knowledge that he can.
Yeah, they're just like pinging top. They say, if we just go, we drop the wards in the base, it's Aghanims, I have Blink BKB.
Here we go with the smoke up from No Diggity. Nah, it's a risky play as well. This is at a point of the game when on the scoreboard there's a 3, there's a 2, there's a 2. Diggity, don't do this. This could be a bad omen. If you're superstitious, you wouldn't make smoke ganks like this one. But looks like they'll be fine for the time being. They're actually not going to run into anyone of the VP's jungle. They might manage to get into the lane and find out G. Moonlight Shadow, no, they got their Hex out. G.
They don't have detection.
Oh no. The omen was real! The omen was real! The Static Soul coming out! Can they do this? VP, can they turn this fight here? Already FNG falling low. Oh, okay, it's fine. Who gives a damn about superstitions? The Omni Slash, it doesn't matter because the War Cry's already out. G bites back, but the Hex is out on Aloha Dance. He's down as well. 3 dead on VP. They don't have buyback available on these cores. And Synerin, he never was a man for the memes. No messing here as Diggity look to take this final series of the day to a game 3. G's down as well, and GG is called. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to game 3 of Diggity versus VP. What a series this has been. Arguably one of the best of the day. One of the best of the day, and it's not over yet. We have got another action-packed filled game, and look at that. They've got to feel good after that as well. It was just really nicely played from the side at the start.
Yep.
You know, I was saying, you know, what are they going to do about the Jug? Well, Sven was the answer, really, and Kezu's play as well. I feel at the start of the day, Kezu, there were a few vacuum combos off point, but this game, when it mattered, he stepped it up. He hit those combos. He hit those vacuum walls. He set up for Era to come in and clean up on the Sven. And it just was kind of, just the second half of that game was just all a bit of a mess for VP. They just never really found the chance to hit back hard in a fight. And No Diggity just showing us how well these guys can play as a team, especially considering the fact that you can kind of compare this to other teams and even VP. These guys haven't played together as a lineup as much or as long, nearly as some of these players.
That's true. I think there were just draft differences, really. I think for No Diggity, this game was one of the biggest things for me. Like, yeah, their coordination was on point, but they also had the heroes to fight VP. You know, I even asked them before they even started playing the series, like, are you ready to go full Divide? Because that's what VP are going to do. And they're going to bring the fight to you, and they are literally just going to run at you. And that's what they did in game 1. They weren't ready. Game 2, They had the heroes that they actually needed to be able to fight on equal terms with VP during the early mid-game. And what do you know? They managed to win the game on the back of a solid draft and having the Sven, which I also think was a huge thing. But everyone played well. Yapstar had a much better early game. You were talking about the wombo combos coming in from Kezu throughout the entire game. I mean, everything just seemed to click for them.
And quite for, I mean, what was his KDA? Quite for, let's have a look. 13,
he only died
14.
twice, yeah. And the one of the deaths that he had, keep in mind, was literally a swap into an arrow that was already in flight. That's pretty hard to dodge.
Yeah. Wow.
Good stuff.
Game 3, Andy. Let's see if VP are going to open with the same 3 picks again. We seem
I
to
doubt